All right, so what we're gonna do is we're going to remove this stitching here and there from this elastic molly, and we're gonna stitch right up the middle, the way the bag is stitched, right up the middle right here. So that way we can actually put things in the lower pocket through the molly without this stitching getting in the way. All right, so we're gonna remove those stitchings and we're gonna put the stitching right up there. And this time I'm gonna use the light gray stitching just to, I guess, contrast and show where the divisions are. All right, let's get to it. All right, so I think I found the optimal setup. Like I said, I moved the stitching from here and from here to the middle. Now I have room to place 2 fingers through the elastic molly into the lower pockets, and now you have the pocket knife being able to fit in there. I moved the let's do this. Let's empty it out. Here is the pocket knife. Here is the bit driver. Here is the traditional folder. Here is the pry tool. And here is the Knipex. Right. And then we have the pen back here. Keeping the pry tool back here like this was uncomfortable because when it was in the cargo pants pocket, this pocket clip was banging up against my leg, and it was when I was walking, and it was not comfortable at all. I didn't mind the weight. The weight was okay inside the pocket, but that hard part banging up against near my knee was very uncomfortable. Okay, now we're going inside. Not too crazy about the middle opening because it always feels like I'm stuffing a turkey or something. Just not a very smooth in and out experience. You know, when you're taking things in and out. Here is the next tool, the bit driver. Oh, I don't want to lose any bits here. I mean, not the bit driver, the bits. Okay, and then I have the main pouch here. Inside the pouches, my other stuff that's in there. Okay, so that's everything. That's everything in the pouch. Okay, so like I said, I moved this stitching here, these 2 stitchings, remove those, and I put the stitching right here up the middle, where the bag is stitched here. I went all the way up this, and I took the stitching out of here. Now I can fit 2 fingers down the elastic molly all the way through to the lower pockets. Same with this side. Okay, whereas to before, it was the stitching was here, and you couldn't do that. You could fit 2 fingers, but they were separated by the stitching here, and then it did not allow you to put anything wide in there because of the stitching there. But now you can go all the way down to the lower pocket with something wide like this. Okay, I think Maxpedition might want to consider going back to the drawing board and doing that, removing these 2 stitches here and just move it down up the middle, so that way you have room to put things in. Even if you're, like, let's say, putting 2 things in, it gives you more room to do it. You can put thinner object here like this, and then you can put another object right next to it. Whereas to when there was a stitching right here, there was no room to do that. It was just so restricted. There you go. See, now you can fit two items side by side. If one takes up a little bit more space than the other, because there's no stitching right here, they can share the same space. Okay. I hope Maxpedition is watching this, because they do need to do this. In my opinion, it just makes a better way to store things. And then you have something, a wide pocket knife like this fits in here like that, because there's no stitching here to restrict that. I could stick it in the molly and have the pocket clip right all the way from the top to the bottom. And then I can put something like this next to the knife. Okay, like that. And look at that. Perfect, right? Whereas when there was, like I said, stitchings here, you couldn't do all this. All right, now I'm gonna put this pen in the back here, and I don't think this pen's gonna bang up against my knee and hurt me. You know, hopefully not, but yeah. And then I'm gonna put this in here like that, and this up there. Back in there like that. And put this pouch in. So just like stuffing a turkey every time you put stuff in there. There's an opening in the middle. Okay. Alright, that's in. And then we're going to put a card in here. I'm going to fold this up neatly. Like that. And stick it in here. I'm going to zip it up. Like that. Oh, I got the Knipex. The Knipex will go back here. Like that. And bam. There you have it. Now I was gonna wear it the way it was for at least a month or two, but I could not bear that pry tool back here banging up against my leg. It was getting painful actually, and so I decided to mod the stitching and do it this way. So I'm gonna wear it like this now for about a month and give you a follow-up video. Okay. Well, thanks for watching, folks. This has been a part 2 follow-up of the Maxpedition Platy, and so far it's a mixed review. I mean, I like the way it looks. I do not like the way it feels right now. I'm not 100% comfortable with the way the bag loads, the pouch loads through the middle here. I still have to keep using it to see if I get used to it or if I start to like it or not. This new configuration with the stitching modification, I I do like the fact the way the things fit in there better now. So it all it's going to boil down to is at the end of the month or at the end of the next month, will I still like it, or has my opinion about this have changed for the positive? All right, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Stick around.